It's VT, because then we can talk again during the VT. Yep.
We are back.
We are home.
We are Wimbledon.
Hello, good evening. Here we are standing in the dark, it would seem, yet again. And we're very delighted to be joined by an expert commentator, also standing in the dark against the daylight. Good evening, Mark Robinson.
Evening, Charlie. How are we?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Good to have you down here. So exciting stuff here for this London Senior Cup game. We're going to have two players coming off the bench that I think people will be excited to see from.
Well, hopefully they're excited to see all of them. But yeah, we'll have Terrell coming on and Shayon. I believe they can both get 30 minutes. So
yeah. Apologies, I didn't mean to suggest we're not excited about watching the young players. I just think it's two guys who've been out, who've been very unlucky this season in different ways. So it's going to be good to see what they've got to offer. We're going to bring you the team news in a minute, and we're also going to have a chat with a man who's got divided loyalties for the evening. But first of all, let's see what happened when Rob caught up with Terrell down at the training ground.
It's a miraculous recovery. I mean, how are you now in terms of going forward?
No, like now I'm feel my fitness is coming back now. So it's my first session back with the lads. From the last 2 weeks I've been doing stuff with Chris and doing stuff with Tim just to regain a base fitness, but now I can train now, and all the medication that I was on has been stopped because the doctors are happy with everything, and I can move forward and maybe just see how it goes, just get my fitness back, and then we go from there.
What were those moments like when you were told you could go to the stadium to see a game again, you could come out here and do light training? How much did that feel to you?
Yeah, no, it really helped because, well, most of the time when I left the hospital I was just at home most days, well, every day. Because obviously a pandemic, I couldn't do nothing, and I had to just relax. I totally just let my body just recover. But then when obviously I had a test, and then they said, oh, you can start doing a few things now, then obviously Tim and Chris involved me and said you can come in and do some light bike work and stuff in the gym, and it was really helped me with my spirits and stuff like that to give me something to do during the day, because obviously when you even know you're recovering mentally, you think mentally you're fine. That's the hardest bit, because you remember doing things, as in like I remember playing football feeling fine, but then I walk around my house and I tried to pick something up from the floor, but I haven't got the muscle strength to do it. That was the early days, and it was quite hard mentally to actually get in your head that I'm sick. But after a while, you regain your strength, and now I'm feeling like I was before.
And most recently, you've been doing training again with Shayon Harrison. He's been really unfortunate in terms of how he started.
Yeah, it's a thing where he came in and got injured, and I haven't even met him yet. I didn't even know the first time, obviously, and I met him, and we got on quite well as normal. But it was really unfortunate. Before, when I spoke to a couple of the lads, they were saying he was looking really sharp in training, and it was unfortunate he came on and got injured within a couple of minutes. But now he's back, he's looking good in training now, and can help us with some results towards the end of the season.
So there we go. If you want to see the rest of that full interview, it's available on the website. Now, Robbo and I have been joined by a Piggott, but not Joe Piggott. This is Steve Piggott. Good evening to you, Steve.
Hi, how you doing?
Now, I've heard a little rumour that you've got divided loyalties for tonight. You're here in your Balham shirt, but who do you support?
Yeah, well, I'm a AFC Wimbledon fan, so yeah, it's a bit split loyalties today. But what's quite good is the fact that actually, you don't often get to play for a club and then play against a team that you support. So that's kind of quite a nice thing. But yeah, underneath here is the.
You are quite literally being a two-club word we can't say on a live broadcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, Robbo, I hear when you heard about this, you arranged a little something for Steve from the players here.
Yeah, because I know Derek, is Derek your secretary? Finance director. So I know Derek is his children went to the same school as mine, so I've known Derek, and I know him through Balham. So he contacted me about the game when we arranged for him to come here and told me about Steve. So we sorted him out a little surprise for today, which we gave him out on the centre circle earlier.
So you've been given a shirt from your namesake, but from a recent match-worn shirt as well.
Yeah, we got Joe Piggott's shirt from Steve's got it
there. It is. Look, there it is.
From the Oxford game. So he's got a signed shirt, and obviously Joe scored that night
absolutely.
as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Just briefly before we turn back to that, Robbo, what's the mood in the camp after that Oxford game?
Yeah, good, really good. You know, as I said, I keep saying that the mood's been excellent throughout. You know, but obviously, you know, wins Keach Boyd, but the lads have been in a great mood for weeks and weeks since we all come together. And obviously the wins, you know, I wouldn't say the mood is any different. They're just very determined, very focused on what they want to achieve, and yeah, it's really good, really good.
And results elsewhere, I mean, it's still one more win needed, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's why it's important. You just always look at yourself and what you've got to do, because you've got no control over anything else. You know, and if you keep looking at it, it'll drive you mad. So you just got to always focus on what we do, and it's in our hands. So if we carry on doing what we're doing, you don't have to. You don't have to think about anyone else.
And I feel like now might be a good time to mention that since the last time we were on air together, I made a joke about us struggling from corners. We've been absolutely amazing at them. So thanks, Andy.
You've made a man very happy, Charlie.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at tonight, it's an interesting lineup. I think we've got the lineup. If we can have a look, Ola. We've got quite a mixture of players coming up in there. Do you want to talk us through what you're hoping to see from them tonight?
Yeah, so we got quite a few under 18s in there. A mixture of under 18s. Some of them are still 16. Some are 17, and then obviously we've got a little bit more experience with Dan in there. So you know, you just look for them to, you know, we're playing a same formation as the first team, which is good, and that's, you know, something that we want to see now more consistently. A couple of players are playing a little bit out of position, but you just want to see a professional approach. Really, I want to see things that we expect from them. You want to see the intensity that we expect from them, and them to do a thorough professional job. So that's what I'll be looking for, yeah. Very
good. And I understand that you're taking over from Rob Tuvey on commentary duties tonight as well.
Yeah, new one for me, so I'll have a go.
Excellent, good stuff. We've got the always enjoyed AI camera set up upstairs, so we'll see what picture that gives you and if it gets distracted at some point. But we're looking forward to that, and we're going to have Rob and Mikey are up there on comms. So Robbo, we'll let you go and get ready.
Brilliant.
And we'll hand over and have a little chat with Steve.
Enjoy the night, Steve.
Cheers.
Not too much.
Cheers, thanks. See you later.
So Steve, how long have you been involved at Balham?
So I've been involved just for a couple of seasons, really. So not a long time, 3 or 4 seasons, and it's been good. It's kind of just the club is a family-based club, and you know the heart is in the age groups. So they're the kids teams from under 8 at boys' side and under 13s, I think, at girls' side, right the way through up to adults, men's and women's teams. So, you know, that's really what the club's about, and that community aspect. So it's been...
yeah, absolutely. And we've got a bit of previous in this competition,
yes,
and in fact, currently the history is on Balham's side. So it's Wimbledon looking for the giant killing to get their revenge toniut. So
yeah, that particular season, I think it was 2017-18 season. We had a fantastic run. We beat Dulwich Hamlet as well, beat obviously AFC Wimbledon, and it was great, and that was such an incredible occasion for the lads, because sort of the other thing with the first team is that so many of those guys have been through the age groups as well. I think 10 of the squad today have been sort of at under 12, under 13 level or beyond, so it's a real kind of pathway through to sort of semi-pro level football.
Yeah. And obviously, so for Balham, their growth upwards has been to go from junior football to become a senior club and to be playing a combined counties league.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So we started 2001, I think it was, with an under 10s team. So it's the 20th season sort of this year, which has been a bit of a broken season, obviously with COVID. But yeah, so it's been really, really good. And yeah, we kind of just go up through the years, and got to the point in 2011 where they needed to go into men's football. And that's where they added teams at each age group as each year as they went by. And yeah, so they've been going through the league. So I think it's 5 out of 7 years promotions, right the way down from Surrey and South East combination, all the way up through Surrey Elite into combined counties, and then out into the Southern Counties East League. They moved across because of the ground share.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. And I think we've got your team as well. So if we could just bring that up, Ola. Anyone in particular to watch out for? You're saying these are people men now who've been at the club a long time, come all the way through. They've just come out behind us here.
Yeah, so I mean, there's some players in there. I'm just looking at who's warming up. So Dan David, captain, he's been at the club for many years. There's the Reed brothers. So Hayden is in goal, and then there's Tom Reed, who is out on the playing number 10 kind of role. Who've been through. Luke Hedges, is he down there? Yeah, I think Luke Hedges is in there as well. So he's been one that's recently through into the team. So yeah, there's quite a few. Jack and various others.
It's been a very, very tough year for Balham. Obviously, I think you haven't had a game since December. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we obviously when everything was going on with COVID and the season was stop-start, we sort of went into the league and voted whether it was going to be null and void or not. That vote went through, and so the season was curtailed, which was a bit annoying because actually they did really, really well. They finished, I think, 6th in that league, and there's going to be a whole reshuffle at that level as well for the pyramid. So, it's a bit of a shame that the season stopped, but they're buzzing for tonight because
I was going to ask that. Yeah, so people excited about being here, not just you.
Yeah, not just me.
The non-Wimbledon fans.
Yeah, you know what? There might be another couple in there as well, but they'll be buzzing, and the Balham play a passing game. Greg Crutwell, who's the founder, started it up and saying that we wanted to bring a bit of Barcelona to Balham. Not the one that got beat by Bayern recently, but the other, the old
and not the one that only wants to play other rich teams.
Exactly. Yeah. We might have to change that now actually because of the thing, but because of the Super League. But yeah, it's been really good. So a carpet to play on. I'm hoping it will suit them.
And what's your prediction? Which of your teams is going to win?
Yeah. I'm win-win, aren't I? I'm win-win. I think that it'll be great for Balham to progress through the competition. I think it'll be something for them to really enjoy because they don't have any other games. Whereas obviously.
So what you're saying is we should let Balham have a few more games. I don't think Robbo's necessarily going to agree with you on that one.
No, I'm sure.
But
I reckon it'll be tight. It'll be tight, or it'll be an absolute thrashing.
We're going to hand you over to our commentators now. So let's enjoy the game.
Cheers. Thanks.
We are back.
We are home.
We are Wimbledon.
Well, good evening everyone and welcome to this special live stream of the London Senior Cup first round tie between AFC Wimbledon and Balham, and I'm delighted to say alongside me this evening as well is a man I had the privilege to actually stand alongside for under-18s games on Saturday morning, so a bit of a job swap now. Robbo, you're first evening on commentary with me. How does it work? A bit nervous actually, Rob. Different experience, but no, I'll learn on the job, I'm sure, so looking forward to it. You're doing alright so far, Rob. Mark Waddison, that's the AFC Wimbledon head coach with us tonight for live coverage of this London Senior Cup first round tie here at Plough Lane between AFC Wimbledon and Balham, about to get underway shortly. And good to see Elliot Barton wearing the captain's armband tonight, Robbo. Yeah, we thought it was fitting, obviously first ever mascot for Wimbledon, massive Wimbledon fan, whole family of Wimbledon fans, so we thought it was fitting. But to be fair, he's definitely captain material anyway, so it's not just a sentimental thing, and he's playing slightly out of position tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how he does.
A chance for Wimbledon here, Yeboah threads it through, chance for the Dons. Corey Andrews goes down in the area, he is, but what do you make of that one, Robert?
Oh no, I think it would have been a bit soft if he did that.
A bit early on there, of course, for decision in this sort of game. Of course, AFC Wimbledon, having won this competition previously once as AFC Wimbledon in 2017-18, and Balham themselves only of course around since 2011 in terms of senior football. They've won this competition as well, I think.
They beat us that year. They beat our under-23s. The setup was very different then, obviously. But they beat us and they've done well. And we were more experienced that night than we are tonight, apart from the young Archie Proctor who played, I believe, left back that night. He was only 15.
Yeah, of course, it was Balham who won the competition in season 2017-18, having beaten AFC Wimbledon to get to the final and route to it. Wimbledon, as AFC Wimbledon having won it the last time at Invercourt against Met Police in 2013-14. And the Dons, of course, as well, as Wimbledon having won it 5 times previously. Wimbledon on the attack now over on the far side, all out of play. Early stages of this London Senior Cup first round tie between AFC Wimbledon and Balham. Robbo as well, just to say the fact that Balham haven't actually played since December, have they?
No, I'm not sure. I'm sure they've been training, etc. But no, it's their first game, so it must feel a little bit strange from out there. But a fantastic club, I must say. Rob, by the way, I just want to say what a fantastic club they are. They've got tremendous values there and the things that they do. They were brilliant when we went down there that night years ago, and they've got lots of things that they do in terms of how they bring young players forward as coaches to coach their younger teams as well. So they've got a tremendous setup, so it's a privilege to have them down there with us.
That's the voice of Mark Robinson, AFC Wimbledon head coach, joining us for commentary tonight. This London Senior Cup first round tie. Jack Curry, Corey Andrews, Isaac William-Dare, Ben Mason, Ethan Sutcliffe, Obed Jabara and Dylan Aji-Hershey. And you'll be keeping a keen eye out tonight there for Dan Choker, of course, and Corey Andrews from the first team perspective. Well, all the players really, Robert.
Well, no, obviously I want to look at our order and all on different pathways in terms of where they are right now. But yeah, no, obviously Dan hasn't played first team football for a while, so I want to see how he is. He's played some 23 games, and obviously Corey I haven't had a chance to have a real look at, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. But obviously you want to look at all the players, even the young 16-year-olds out there.
Absolutely, of course he'll get.
And we're pressing them high, so it'll be interesting to see how they cope with that.
Yes, as I was saying, Balham haven't played competitive football. What I said, they've been keeping themselves fit, and they haven't played since December. What with the COVID crisis, of course, at the moment, but making an early impression here themselves, trying to move the ball forward, and as Robbo said, trying to press Wimbledon here early on. Good opportunity for these Wimbledon players tonight to get some competitive action out there, and certainly a memorable occasion for these in 2011, and they meteorised themselves, of course, through the junior ranks of football and into senior football, into combined counties. London Senior Cup win themselves from Wimbledon now. Andrews trying to on the end of the move there, ball out of play. Chance for the Dons inside the Balham half with Jack Madeline moving the ball forward now. Going into the captain, Elliot Bolton. Bolton, as we've been saying, of course, fantastic story about him, first ever AFC Wimbledon mascot. And of course awarded a professional contract, and being out here tonight, really proud moment for him wearing that captain's armband, and Wimbledon have themselves an early set-piece opportunity here. So Jack Curry and Dylan Aji-Hershey standing over this one, looking to test the Balham keeper Hayden Reid early on here. Aji-Hershey prepares to stand over for this one, and now it's left by Curry for Aji-Hershey. Slips this ball into the box. It didn't come off there. Robbo, what did you make of that? Could have done better on that one. Well, you can see what I was trying to do, release the far post runner. To be honest, I thought the free kick was a bit soft, so quite glad it came to nothing. So the referee's not going to be too fussy tonight. There was not a lot wrong with the challenge from the Balham lad, so more than happy to see that run through. Moving the ball out from the back here now. Wimbledon trying to put some heavy pressure on down there as well. Over on the far side, in front of the right stand. Isaac William-Dare. Come the Dons again. Ben Mason. Picked out by Aji-Hershey down on the near side here. All out of play again. Wimbledon trying to make inroads here, but I'm getting players back behind the ball. Very short haircut from Ben Mason. I'm just trying to work out who he was down there. Well, no. I think since the barber Roman Rob, there's been a few of those around. Chris S. Full Scientist has gone particularly short recently. Absolutely. Wimbledon over on the far side.
trying to make inroads here with Ethan Sutcliffe. Now with Eddie Bolton again. Just trying to get a pattern of play here going early on here now between these two sides. Early stages of this London Senior Cup first round tie. Live stream for you tonight on AFC Wimbledon TV. Free kick to Balham over on the far side. So Cameron Gordon tried to get on the end of that one, but it goes out of play. Another throw-in for Wimbledon. Nice presentation early on before the game, Robbo, between yourself and the Balham press officer.
Yes. I mean, I know the guys at Balham quite well. I know one of the guys that sort of works from his kids went to my girls' school, so we sort of kept in touch. And then when the game went ahead, we obviously wanted to arrange for him to come here because it'd be lovely. And then he told me about their press guy that he was a big Wimbledon fan, so we arranged for him to. We gave him Joe Piggott's shirt, so his name's Steve Piggott, and but he's actually a really big Wimbledon fan, so we presented him the Joe Piggott's shirt from Tuesday night against Oxford, which was signed by all the players as well, so he's absolutely chuffed.
Fantastic gesture there on this memorable night for Balham, of course, playing in this Senior Cup tie here at Plough Lane. And it was good as well, you were saying, the fact that getting the tie was originally going to be held at Balham, but we decided to have it switched to here, Robbo.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is where we come from, Rob. We come from, so their young teams will be playing grassroots football. That's exactly what our teams did when I started here. And, it's always important to remember that in any time.
Actually, Hershey, it's just wide from Wimbledon.
I mean, that's something we'll never forget, but, after recent events, it's even more important that we don't forget things like that, so... Is this what football's all about, looking after each other?
Absolutely, particularly after events elsewhere this week. And you get a real sense of community being back here now between these two sides on this evening. That's what football's all about, isn't it, Robbo?
100%. It's something that we'll have to continue, no matter where our journey takes us. It's something we've always got to remember.
It's the voice of AFC Wimbledon head coach Mark Robinson joining us for live commentary tonight. This live stream here at Plough Lane of this London Senior Cup first round tie. Currently goalless between AFC Wimbledon and Balham. Balham on the ball now. There they go. Trying to make inroads into the Wimbledon half through Tom Reed. Reed plays it through to Cameron Gordon. Ball out of play. A goal kick to the Dons. Over on the far side now. And just moving it across the back line there, back to Isaac Agunda, of course, who was captain for Wimbledon in that FA Youth Cup run. Elliot Bolton wearing the captain's armband tonight. Cox back out to Agunda. It's the ball forward for Obed Jabara. Corey Andrews is there as well now. Good early impression from him. Into the box now, tries to slide it through to Ben Mason. Good change by Balham there. In the end it's put wide by Corey Andrews. It's starting to string a few moves together now, Robbo.
Yeah, a little bit. I would say in the early stages, Balham, I think they look like more of a side. It was good press, good structure off the ball. Whereas, we look less cohesive, because obviously these allies don't play together. But I'd expect them to start finding their feet, even though, they're different lads from different age groups. But they should start finding their feet, and I'd expect them to start, moving the ball a lot quicker and offering more threat.
Yeah, Balham, of course, were playing in the Combined Counties League, now playing in the Southern Counties Eastern League Premier Division. And football resumes again next season. Agunda now plays it back to Matthew Cox. A little bit of pressure, but the young England keeper keeps calm, plays the ball out, tried to find Bolton. And Yeboah plays it over to the far side to Jack Curry. Curry now making inroads towards the box. It's the ball out of play over on the far side, and Jack Curry is a player that you've got another keen eye on as well, yeah, with regards to perhaps getting near the first team soon, yeah?
Yeah, we love Jack. We wasn't sure if he'd be out of play tonight, but he said he's okay. He's had a bit of a knock, so he hasn't trained for a while, but now so much potential. He's got a bit of everything, Jack. Quick, good in the air, good technically, so he's certainly one for the future.
Ajay Hershey with the corner now, punched clear by Hayden Reed in the Balham goal. The two brothers in that Balham side, of course, Tom Reed as well.
Ball played forward, but safely back through with Matthew Cox. Such a calm influence in that back line for that FA Youth Cup run. The young England keeper. Played out over on the far side now. Over to Ben Mason. Didn't quite come off there with it.
Well, I thought I was just about to say great ball. It looked like a great ball there from Dylan, but just went the wrong side of Ben.
Of course, you're up here tonight, but the man who's been alongside me for the FA Youth Cup progress is Rob Toover. You've got him down in the dugout tonight, Robbo.
Yeah, no, as you know, it's a big thing for me that you want to develop everyone and give people opportunity. So, Rob's been absolutely fantastic, but it's great for him to take a game, and he's got Michael alongside him, the academy manager. So, as well as developing players, you want to keep developing everyone in the building. So it's great for Mike as well. Mike's been here 12 years now, so to give him the chance to be down there with Rob in the dugout is great.
Absolutely, a great double act that we know from those FA Youth Cup runs that we had under you as for the under-18s, of course, as well, assisting you in the dugout previously.
Yeah, sorry, I was just a bit concerned. I was looking at his Rob.
He's just gone. Is it Jack Madeline? Or is it Ethan Sutcliffe, right over on the far side there? Oh, it's Dan Choker. Dan Choker back on his feet.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we're still going to play it down. So.
Yeah, that's the one I was at.
Yeah.
Because young Ethan's playing out of position tonight. He's playing in midfield, so I'm interested to see how he'll do. Because in the FA Youth Cup games against Burnley and Spurs, he's a centre back. But I think he's got the potential to play in midfield as well, so I'm interested to see how he does in there.
Still this stoppage in play here, over on the far side, for treatment for one of the Wimbledon players at the moment. Bit of a lengthy stoppage. Chance for some instructions to get across from the technical area by Jack Madeline. A little bit of concern here in terms of how long this is going to be taking. So just a small stoppage in play here at the moment at Plough Lane, as the tension is given over on the far side. So it's Jack Curry back up on his feet again after that stoppage in play.
Yeah.
Getting back.
Fingers crossed he's all right, because he's had a fair share of knocks, Jack, this season. So he looks okay.
Yeah, indeed. And now Dylan Adji Hershey stands over another free kick here as well. Preparing to take this one as play gets back underway again. Ball into the box. Headed clear, headed on again by Bolton, tries to find Andrews. Dan Choker's there as well. Headed on by Sutcliffe, but too much to worry about for the Balham back line there as they get the ball clear. But Wimbledon have another chance again through Adji Hershey over on the far side. Jack Curry now back involved again, prepares to take the throw on the far side. Still AFC Wimbledon 0, Balham 0 here in the early stages of the first half of this London Senior Cup first round tie. Ball down the line for Obed Jabbar over on the far side. Of course, the interesting story with Obed Jabbar, of course, is nephew of Tony.
Yeah, he's a great lad, Obed. Took a lot of work to get him into the club. James Oliver Pearce did a great job there. It wasn't quite as simple as we wanted getting him in, coming on trial, but he was at Barnet and there was a few issues. But James was really diligent. James, our under-18s manager, was really diligent, and he got his man. And another lad with real potential.
Yeah, and of course, I mean that's the name, of course, as well. That's like with certain football siblings as well. It's kind of weighs heavy around somebody's shoulders. But I think he's trying to carve his own name out for it in the game, isn't he?
100%, Rob. Always got to be the case for your own person.
Just trying to play the ball forward there through Ben Mason, but now chance for Balham. Slight slip on the ball there now. Maybe Yeboah could get in, but untidy up. It'll be a free kick to the visitors. Still 0-0 here at Plough Lane this Thursday evening. Free kick to Balham. Over on the far side. Moving the ball forward now is Tom Reed. Really trying to make their own impression early on here for Balham. Trying to get into the game. As I said, a side that haven't played competitive football since December, but really determined to make the most of this big occasion for them here as well and try and cause an upset. Ball into the box here now. Oh, and that's an own goal, is it? Balham have the lead. Dan Choker with an own goal there, and the visitors have the lead. Robbo.
Yeah, it was a good cross. There was obviously no information, and Dan's put his head on it. He's recovering back into the box, and no one's obviously told him. He's putting his head on it. It's gone straight in. But to be honest, nothing less than Balham have deserved. I think they've been, better structured, played really well. So be interesting to see how the lads react now.
These kind of things can happen in situations, can't they? You get your centre back gets in there, tries to sort of put his head to it and put it behind, and unfortunately there, Dan Choker giving the visitors the lead. Robbo.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't think Rob and Mike will be too happy about it. So, yeah, we'll see if the lads can get straight back into it.
Which they're trying to do now with Obed Yeboah, tries to find Ben Mason. Mason now on the edge of the box, trying to find support through Jack Madlin. Madlin with a shot. It's high over the crossbar and into the stand behind. But, a real shock early on here. Balham of the Southern Counties Eastern League Premier Division have taken the lead through a Dan Choker own goal. And as Mark Robinson, our head coach, has said, they deservedly so as well at the moment. They've made a good start for a side that's not played for competitive football for 4 months or so.
Yeah, I think so. We take everything into account. That we've offered very little threat. As I said, they've looked to try and play when they can and done it well. And I think on the balance of play, it'd be hard to say they haven't deserved it.
Wimbledon trying to get back into the game here through Madlin, now to Bolton, finds Aji Hershey with a loose ball. Still quite haven't found their groove yet, have they, in terms of the play out there?
No, not at all. We probably look like the ones who haven't played since December. So now we'll be looking for an improvement.
That's the voice of AFC Wimbledon head coach Mark Robinson. He's got an eye on a few players out there this evening. He'll be looking for an improvement here. Here's with his coaching staff down there, Michael Hamilton and Rob Tuvey in charge this evening. As it's Balham who've taken the shock early lead here through a Dan Choker own goal. Moving the ball out from the back, but being closed down by Corey Andrews. A chance for him tonight to make an impression. Of course, former Kingstonian player, knows all about the local non-league scene around here as well. He looks a pacey character. Here comes Aji Hershey again. He's been involved in quite a few of the Wimbledon movements early on. Bolton tried to do the 1-2 with him, but didn't quite come off. And here come Balham again, trying to work their way out from the back. Wimbledon trying to close them down. Dylan Aji Hershey's been at the heart of quite a bit of our movements early on here, hasn't he, Robbo?
Yeah, no, I was just looking at that, and I think he's been the one shining light, if I'm honest. He always affects games, Dylan, always trying to affect games, even when things don't come off. You can always see what he's trying to do. There's always a purpose behind what he's trying to do, and at the moment he's probably been the one shining light in what's been a disappointing start.
Yes, indeed. Free kick to Balham, who lead by 1-0 here at Plough Lane. Local pride at stake in this big evening for the visitors. Chance to play at our new stadium at Plough Lane, and they've made a good start to it as well. Ball all the way back through to Matthew Cox. Cox out to Isaac Agunda. Just being patient about their play here, and Balham doing well as well, of course, through their striker. Just trying to keep a watching brief there as Wimbledon try to find their way out from the back here, over on the far side in the bright sunlight. Now back with Matthew Cox. Cox tries to find Ben Mason, but somewhat wayward again there with his clearance. Gives Balham a chance to build from the back again here now. Ball forward to the head of Ogunda. Now with Mason, who had quite an impression in that FA Youth Cup run. As indeed a lot of these young Wimbledon players out here tonight stepping up to this level. Working hard, it has to be said here, the visitors at the moment in the early stages. They have the lead. Wimbledon win the ball back. Jack Madeline trying to get involved there. Challenge goes in. What did you make of the challenge there, Robert?
He's lucky. He's very, very lucky. I mean, he gets a yellow. I think he's got away with it. Looking at that, he's left the ground. So I think it was the other way round. You've got to be honest, and I think he's left the ground there, Jack, so he might get away with getting a yellow.
On the evening that Mikey T points out to me is since, a year and a half since his debut at Burton Albion. It's been a while for Jack Madeline, hasn't it, since he's been back out there?
No, he's had a long-term injury, Jack, so he hasn't played a lot of football. And if the ref would give the right decision, he might not have been playing much more then. He hasn't played a lot of football, so expect him to be a little bit rusty. But he's fully fit now, so we just need to get more games under his belt, obviously, once the new season starts.
That is good to see. A young Welsh prospect, Jack Madeline, has come through. As I said, already made his first team debut. Meantime, back here, free kick to Balham, played into the box. Another chance for them now, played out. Wimbledon looking to get it clear. Ethan Sutcliffe's there, backed up by Jack Curry. Curry now breaking over on the far side. Challenge goes in. It's a throw into Wimbledon on the far side. But full credit to Balham here early on, Robbo, in terms of the effort that they're making.
Been brilliant, Rob. Been brilliant. What's interesting is, when we've got the ball at the back, they've got really good structure, and we're struggling to play through them. And then when we go longer, our units aren't tight enough, so they're picking up any second balls. So we're finding it hard to get any rhythm because, as I said, we can't play through them. So then when we're going longer, they're picking up the second ball. So it's been excellent from
Greg.
And I think that when they beat us last time, if I remember right, they went 1-0 up, and then they defended the lead.
Chance for Wimbledon here now. It's Corey Andrews there in the box, loose ball. It's better from Wimbledon, but Balham tidy up at the back. Sorry, Robber.
Yeah, no, they defended the lead really well that night. I remember second half, I think we had a lot of chances. I remember Reezy was taking the game. But when you're 1-0 up, it gives you something to fight for, and it'd be interesting to see how we're going to overcome it.
Yeah, Wimbledon just starting to show signs of trying to get back at Balham here, but this well-organised non-league outfit are doing a good job protecting this 1-0 lead at the moment. They're playing some good football as well, moving the ball around sensibly. You've got the power and the strength of Yeboah and the speed of Corey Andrews up against you there as well. They're doing a good job at the back at the moment, Balham. Ball out on the far side again. Wimbledon still looking to get into their stride and form a set of really sort of strong set of play here. They're struggling early on here to get their game going. They're already a goal down. Thrown over on the far side to the Dons. Jack Curry prepares to take it. Of course, he's been out on loan with Leatherhead this season. That's another important part to his development as well.
Yeah, definitely. And there's still once he's fully fit, there's still half a chance we might be able to get him out on loan again. We've got a couple of National League clubs looking at him, so he needs a bit more game time. But they've still got quite a few games to go in that league, so that might materialise as well. Although actually I might be wrong now. I think the deadline might have stopped now, so I could be wrong on that one.
Here comes Jack Madeline through to Ben Mason. Just signs of Wimbledon trying to get some moves going. A flag up against Corey Andrews there, but it's better from Wimbledon in the last few moments.
Yeah, it was better because we had some width, Rob, and the shape we're playing. If you don't, the only thing I would say for the lads' favour is we have got 2 or 3 players playing in unfamiliar positions. What we've lacked is width, and that can happen in the shape we're playing. You need to get width from either your forwards or your fullbacks or the 2 more advanced midfielders, and that hasn't happened. But on that occasion, it did, and it was a bit better.
Come Wimbledon again. Dylan Aji Hershey, as he said, looks the brightest of the Wimbledon players so far. Challenge goes in there. Gets Cameron Gordon, who comes off the worst, needs a bit of attention there. A chance for Rob Tuvey to have a few words with his troops there.
unusual to say in terms of this situation, Robbo, but what would Rob be saying down there in this situation to the team?
I probably can't repeat everything if he's saying.
No.
I know, you only have to look at his animation down there. He's not happy. But as I said, I'm not sticking up for the lads. It's quite difficult because they wouldn't have had any prep, and that you've got 16-year-olds playing with all different ages, so they've been thrown together. But this is what I would say is it's why it's so important to develop problem solvers, and not robots. So that's what I'm going to be watching is can they start to problem solve? Can they start to work out how they're going to sort of start hurting what is a very, very well organised Balham side who are playing well.
A little bit of concern here as well, though, for whilst there's the stoppage in play for Cameron Gordon of Balham. Jack Curry doesn't look too good as well here. He may be coming off, Robbo, by the looks of it. Looks a bit groggy.
Yeah, that could be a problem. Because we kind of lined up our three subs already.
Is that Julian Sarmiento Ramirez who may be coming on here by the looks of it? So it looks like Wimbledon may be forced into an early change here, and Robbo's been saying as well, it's been playing a few players out of position.
Yeah, that'll be another one because Julian's he's a winger or a number 10, so unless they change things around, maybe they change things around.
Because, of course, he'd have been another player who'd have been involved in our FA Youth Cup run, but he's been unfortunate in terms of injury as well to be out for that.
Yeah. It's a shame because I think Rob had sort of plotted who the subs were going to be, because obviously we'd already wanted to get Shay on and Terrell, so they were two. And I think they were looking to get young Archie Stevens on, who's an under-15, who's doing fantastically well for us. But that has scuppered his chances of playing at Plough Lane now, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is.
Yes, indeed. Archie Stevens, been hearing good things about him. I was looking forward to seeing perhaps him tonight, but of course now Wimbledon forced to make the substitution. Jack Curry having to come off, and Julian Sarmiento Ramirez is now introduced. A young player who was going to be a part of James Oliver Pearce's FA Youth Cup run.
Yeah, be interesting now, Rob. We've got Isaac out there playing at left back, right footer, so let's see if our two-footed programme works.
Well, as Robbo's been saying, it's about problem solving, and Wimbledon already a goal down here, some players playing out of position, so quite a task on their hands here already.
Yeah, and it makes it interesting.
Absolutely. If you've just joined us, you're most welcome, of course, to this live stream on AFC Wimbledon TV of this London Senior Cup first round tie at Plough Lane. A Dan Choker own goal has given Balham the lead here against Wimbledon, but deserved by the visitors as well, who are really living up to the big occasion for them here. Elliot Bolton now trying to get Wimbledon back on level terms, tries to find Mason. The ball breaks for Balham again. They've given a really good account of themselves so far in this tie. Back with Reed, moving the ball well, staying composed, good shape about them. Wimbledon trying to close them down. Maggie Hershey's looked the brightest for Wimbledon so far, but good work by Balham again. Jack Madeline tries to get in the challenge, backed up by Mason. And it's just another wayward ball there, just beyond Julian Sarmiento Ramirez. Half an hour gone here between these two sides on this spring-like evening here at Plough Lane, the London Senior Cup. Of course, Wimbledon, the last time we won it was 2013-14 at Invercourt against Met Police. It's a good squad, that good team that night.
Tom Beer, if I remember rightly. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Here comes young Sarmiento Ramirez now, trying to make inroads into the box. My memories of that night as well was, of course, of David Charles trying to load the trophy into the back of his car, because it's a sizable trophy. Jack Madeline with a chance. It's better from Wimbledon to force us to save from Reed.
Yeah, that night with Jim Fenlon, I think. Tom Beer, I think, would have played.
Will Nightingale played.
Will Nightingale, yeah.
Seb was the goalkeeper,
yeah,
Seb Brown.
Right, yeah. Little Billy Frost. From
Ryan Sweeney?
Maybe Sweeney. I
think so.
Yeah.
Egley Cadger, I think there's another one.
Egley, yeah.
Some good players in there. Here come Balham again. Blocked by Mason. Really impressed with Ben Mason. His commitment. Foul there on Oba Jaboa. It's the visitors who still have the lead here by a 1-0. Free kick to Wimbledon as they try to get back on level terms. Of course, as I was saying early on as well, Wimbledon having a real history in this competition. 5 times winners as Wimbledon, and the last time we won it as AFC Wimbledon back in 2013-14. But Balham themselves winners in 2017-18, beating Wimbledon en route to this. Ball back now with Matthew Cox, makes the clearance. Tries to find Sarmiento Ramirez, cut out though. Headed on by Elliot Bolton. Thrown over on the far side. And so far this evening, the visitors Balham deserve their 1-0 lead, even though it's of course come through a Dan Choker own goal. But for a side who haven't played for 4 months competitive football, they really are living up to the big occasion for them here. And local pride at stake. Ball played forward now. Back to Matthew Cox. Still doing really, really well out there, it has to be said, Balham, doesn't it, in terms of how they're playing, and they're living up to the occasion here as well, really thriving out there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know what their training programme's been like, but they look fit, they look sharp. As I said,
goes Sarmiento Ramirez over on the far side, didn't quite come off there. Ball out of play again. Got to get some composure back into the Wimbledon game, possibly, Robbo.
Yeah, real lack of quality at the moment, Rob. Taking too long on the ball, not moving it quick enough, not enough forward runs. Front two have got to do a lot more. And as I said, you know, there's not a real threat there at the moment.
Wimbledon with it all to do at Plough Lane this evening. We've seen some great nights here already recently in the very early stages of this fantastic new ground that we've got, in terms of the youth team having beaten, of course, Burnley, and then giving a really good account of themselves against Tottenham Hotspur as well. But at the moment, it's Wimbledon who are on the end of a shock at the moment if things stay this way. Still enough time to go in this game, but Balham leading by a goal to nil. Ben Mason back to Matthew Cox. As the floodlights come on here, still even though
that little passage there sums it up. Ethan could have stepped onto that and played forward. There's 30 yards of space in behind, and Ben stepped on and played it 30 yards backwards. Yes, that's the problem.
That's the voice of AFC Wimbledon head coach Mark Robinson joining us for a live commentary here this evening at Plough Lane. He's got an eye on all of these players out here with regards to the first team, and of course Ipswich coming up this Saturday, Robbo. But at the moment, you're enjoying your spell up in the commentary box, but not so much the scoreline.
No. I think I'm rather down in the dugout. It's interesting. I'm just really interested to see how the lads are gonna. They know they're in a real game now. I dread to think that we would give anyone a lack of respect, but if there was any complacency before the game, there's certainly not going to be any now, because Balham have been excellent. Problem
solving is what it's all about. That's what Mark Robinson's got an eye on here at the moment, of how these young Wimbledon players are going to get back into this tie. They trail by a goal to nil at the moment. Ball out of play again, and still not what we're looking for in terms of a Wimbledon performance here at the moment, as Rob Tuvey makes his way out into the technical area, barks out a few more instructions. And it's Balham who've settled well here in these surroundings. And it's going to be fantastic when, of course, fans come back in here, isn't it, Robbo? It's just what an arena this is now. We're going to have some fantastic nights here in the future, aren't we?
Absolutely, can't wait, Rob. It's every time you play here, you come here, you just visualise the fans being here, and you know, we go home after games when there's been great, good moments here. Sort of Gillingham game when Rudy got the last goal, and all you can think about is what it'd be like to have the fans here. So no, it's can't come too soon.
Ben Mason on the ball again here, now to Elliot Bolton, the captain. Bolton looks up at his options, leaves it over to Sutcliffe. Just caught there, and now here come Balham again. Good movement by them and through the middle. Looks like the flag up though. It's Dan Choker, in fact, I think, who was brought down. Free kick for Wimbledon, trailing by a goal to nil. Cox comes out of his area, plays the ball forward, tries to find Najee Hershey. He's down on the touchline here. He's got Mason for support. Looks up, plays it to Bolt. This is better for Wimbledon, a little bit more composure about them, just trying to play the ball to feet. Now Sutcliffe over to Choker. Unfortunately, gave Balham the lead. Over on the far side now, through Sarmiento Ramirez. Now Jack Madeline, patient play by Wimbledon, just trying to put a few moves together here now. Into the feet of trying to find Ogunda. Back with Madeline. Madeline now over on the far side, needs support, finds it through Sarmiento Ramirez, loose ball there. Just signs of Wimbledon trying to put a few moves together, Robbo, but still not quite what we're looking for in terms of a performance.
No, it's all a bit painful. The movement has to make the pass. If you want to play quickly, the movement makes the pass. At the moment, the pass is making the movement, hence why we're having 3-4 touches. And the front two are marking themselves at the moment. I could go out there and mark them. So, no, they need to seriously liven up.
It's Mark Robinson joining us on commentary here tonight as Wimbledon come again through Adji Hershey over to Sarmiento Ramirez. Body's getting into the box here. Tries to find Corey Andrews. And good work by the Balham keeper, Reid, who gets down to save that one. There's got to be more of that from Wimbledon if they want to get back into this tie. More pressure now. Balham yet again giving a good account of themselves here. Ball away through to Matthew Cox. Cox tries to make the clearance over to the halfway line. Adji Hershey's there. Close to ground, but Balham stay in possession. Moving the ball forward now. Trying to find Cameron Gordon. Just can't keep that one in play. Now back with Cox. Cox makes the clearance. Trying to find Corey Andrews. Andrews now trying to get away from his marker. Plays it into Jack Madlin, who had a shot a few moments ago. Over to Sarmiento Ramirez. Trying to get into the box here. And that's safely through to the Balham keeper again. Just approaching half-time here. And it's Balham who are in control of this tie, Robbo.
Yeah, a little bit better there from Corey. And, you know, that's what we've got to do. We've got to move the ball quicker. As I said, they've got really good structure and we need to start trying to stretch them. You know, you're only going to do that if your movement's great and you move the ball quick. So a little bit better, but as I said, the quality's got to improve.
Matthew Cox now out to Elliot Bolton. Looks up at his options here. Goes across to Jack Madlin. Had the shot for Wimbledon a few moments ago. Over to Isaac Agunda. Playing out a position on the far side. Through Madlin. Tries to find Adji Hershey. This is better from Wimbledon. Adji Hershey at the centre of things again here for the Dons. Now with Ben Mason. Mason to Bolton. And Elliot Bolton just caught him there.
Yeah. Bit better movement there. We had two runners going off in behind there. Dylan's again making the run in. But I think it was Corey or Obed actually went as well, which caused him a few more problems.
Free kick to Balham, who lead by a goal to nil in this London Senior Cup first round tie. A Dan Choker own goal. But fully deserved lead by Balham in the first half here of this tie. Free kick to them. Trying to play the ball forward over the halfway line. It's going to be a loose one for Gordon to perhaps chase down, but Cox comes out of his area, finds Agunda over on the far side. Now to Sarmiento Ramirez. To Madlin, Dan Choker, Bolton, and again Wimbledon keeping possession here. Maybe a chance for Wimbledon to move forward here now through Adji Hershey as he gets towards the edge of the penalty area. Towards the back post, there's a chance for Wimbledon. Didn't quite come off Jack Madlin there, but much better from Wimbledon.
Yeah, get Dylan again, absolutely brilliant. Beat his man, hung it up at the far post. Yeah, really, that was much better.
A player you've worked with, he's been with Wimbledon since the age of 11, and you've worked with him for a long time through the academy system.
Known Dylan a long time, and you know, he's everything what the academy was about. Had an opportunity to go to Brighton, and a substantial amount of money we offered, but he decided his education was best served here with us, and this is exactly what we want.
Making quite an impression as well, and standing out here again tonight is Dylan Adji Hershey. Balham now moving the ball across the back line patiently into midfield, but come out by Sarmiento Ramirez, who's seeing a bit of the ball since he's come on for Jack Curry. His tricky little figure over on the far side into Isaac Agunda. More pressure from Wimbledon before the break here as they go in search of the equaliser. Here come Balham now over on the far side. Ball into Reid again. Needs a bit of support as they go in search of trying to increase their lead. A bit of a wayward ball there, but they retrieve it. Good build-up play by them again. Dan David, their captain. It's the visitors' turn to see a little bit of the ball and just move it around patiently. Good movement by them. Comes Ash Snedden. Try to get the ball through, slip it past, and there's a chance there, but that's high over Matthew Cox's crossbar and into the Cherrywood Records end of the Plough Lane ground here. But still, Balham still causing Wimbledon a few problems there, Robbo.
Yeah, they broke quickly. I can hear Rob screaming to get our line up as well, which is a big part of what we do. We like to play a high line, and there seems a lack of communication out there. And again, if you don't keep the line high, your units become stretched, and you're always vulnerable to a counter-attack, which is exactly what they did there.
Wimbledon with it all to do at the moment. Need to improve, but we've seen some signs of that in terms of better movement in the last few moments. But the visitors who have the lead in this tie by a goal to nil as Elliot Bolton, crossfield ball, tries to find Adji Hershey. Good ball as well. Good play by Adji Hershey into Ethan Sutcliffe.
If you look at Ethan's, he could be supporting behind the ball another 15, 20 yards higher there, so it's just little things here we've got to do better.
Interesting. That's the voice of Mark Robinson there. Elliot Bolton now again. Another good crossfield ball from him to Adji Hershey. Tries to make inroads here towards the Balham penalty area. Still competing for the ball though. A real bright spark in this first half for Wimbledon. Throw in down on this near side here in the Kappa stand here as it is at Plough Lane. Ball played forward by Balham.
Really impressed with Balham's number 9. Who's their number 9, Rob?
Yeah, Cameron Gordon.
He just hasn't stopped running. Absolutely.
Yeah, looks a strong figure up against Ethan Sutcliffe there. And he has been one of the players who've caught the eye here in this Balham side. As I said, the two Reed brothers as well, the goalkeeper and the number 11 as well. And they've given a good account of themselves as well in this first half, as indeed all of this side have this evening. And this big occasion for them here at Plough Lane. Reed with the clearance, but disappointing on that occasion. Straight out of play. Quickly retrieved by Ben Mason. Into Sutcliffe. Talking about Ethan Sutcliffe, of course, is a player that you've already had up with the first team for the your first game at Oxford in the trophy as on the bench.
Yes, Ethan, he's been doing great, and he's trained with us a couple of times. And no, he really impressive. Not having his best game tonight, I must admit, but no, he's excellent, Ethan. Really impressed. He's gone back into centre half now, in centre back position.
Yeah, a few of these Wimbledon players have been playing out of position this evening as well, so the test for them, as we say, is they're trailing by a goal to nil, but here they come again in search of an equaliser. And quite go through for Elliot Bolton there, and here comes Cameron Gordon, who we've just been talking about. Better from Ethan Sutcliffe that time, makes the challenge. Now knocked forward by Bolton. Tried to find Sarmiento Ramirez, but needed to leave. Ball back now through to Balham. Through again here now, trying to find a way through in search of a second goal. That was close. Here comes Dylan Adji Hershey again. Tries to chip it forward for Yeboah. But Balham really competing here, holding on to this lead. But here comes Yeboah now, on the edge of the box. It's a foul. Chance for a free kick, set-piece opportunity before half-time, Robbo.
Yeah. Again, good positive play by Dylan, and better by Obed there.
So a free kick to the Dons, trailing by a goal to nil in this London Senior Cup first round tie. Dylan Adji Hershey standing over this one at the moment. Sarmiento Ramirez coming across as well. Can they conjure up from this set-piece opportunity for the Dons here as half-time looming and the London Senior Cup first round tie. Adji Hershey signals. Really taking their time on this one as well, just sizing up the chance here. Movement over on the far side here. Left for Sarmiento Ramirez towards the back post, but didn't quite come off there on this occasion, Robbo.
No, sums up the first half, that.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing first half for Wimbledon here. Goal kick to Balham over on the... Goal kick to Balham. Hayden Reid with the clearance as we approach half-time here. And it's the non-league side who've given a really good account of themselves in the first half here. Leading by the surprise Dan Choker own goal. But fully deserved by Balham. Really good first half performance from the visitors, leading by a goal to nil here. Back with Matthew Cox. Played forward to Yeboah. Approaching half time. Ball move forward over on the far side. Choker tries to get it clear. Now to Sarmiento Ramirez. Knocked on by Jack Madlin. Maybe a chance for Wimbledon here now. Reid out of position. Now to Yeboah. Is he going to take the shot from distance over Yeboah? It's not quite just enough on that, but just wide of the upright. Real chance for Wimbledon there to get back on level terms before half time. Balham leading by a goal to nil as we approach half-time here in this London Senior Cup first round tie here. Dan Choker's own goal separating these two sides. And a disappointing first half performance from this young Wimbledon team, all to do in the second half. As head coach Mark Robinson has been saying, quite a bit of problem solving needing to be going on. But, players playing out of position as well, and that is indeed half-time here at Plough Lane in this London Senior Cup first round tie. Dan Choker's own goal separating the two sides. Disappointing Wimbledon performance in this competition early on here. Wimbledon with it all to do in the second half, but it's the Southern Counties Eastern League Premier Division side who have their noses in front here. Dan Choker's goal, the own goal, and at half-time here at Plough Lane it is AFC Wimbledon 0, Balham 1.
We are back. We are home. We are Wimbledon.
Well, there we go. 1-0 Balham at half-time. Mark has run down the stairs from upstairs, and the Dalek filter's been removed from his voice. What do you make of that, Robert?
Yeah, obviously not good at the moment, Charlie. Disappointing. You know, with that cohesion. I'm not making excuses for lads. It's difficult because obviously they've come from different age groups and put together for one game, but you expect it to be a lot better than that, even though, you know, there's players playing out positions, but no, there's a real lack of cohesion and struggling, and Balham have been the better side and thoroughly deserve to be 1-0 up. Yeah,
they do. I think, you know, for those Balham fans out there, judging by the chat box, there are quite a few of you. We do have the goal. Let's have a look at the goal. So cross came in, and it's a great header from Dan, to be fair, with just one small problem, really.
No, exactly. No, it's a good ball in there. Don't know if there's a lack of communication, but the centre forward's got in between our two defenders, which is always a problem. But yeah, it looks like a lack of communication, and he's put his head on and it's flown.
We are back. We are home. We are Wimbledon.
Less than they've deserved. They've been excellent, and you know, really good structure, worked really hard. I guess they must have been training, because they certainly don't look like a team that hasn't played since December. So thoroughly deserved from them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's certainly true. No, they look pretty. With one exception there, right at the end, they look pretty good value for the lead, don't they?
Yeah, no, we haven't really caused them any problems. I think young Dylan has been, Aji Hersey has been bright for us, but no, we haven't caused them anywhere near enough problems. That moved the ball too slowly. The front two haven't run off the back of them, well enough. And as I said, they're playing with good structure, good organisation. And when teams do that, you've got to move the ball quickly, and you've got to try and hurt them with different movement. And we haven't done that. So I'd be interested to see what Rob's going to say to me after.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So if you're Rob Tuvey, what are the most important points you're trying to get across at half time now?
Well, I'd hate to think that our approach to the game isn't good enough. I mean, some of the younger lads there have been out on loan at clubs, and this isn't disrespect to Balham, at a higher level than that. But it means nothing than that if you don't have the right mentality. And at the moment, Balham's approach to the game has been fantastic. They're working hard, and I'm sure Rob will be talking about them about their approach to the game. I think we've been too safe as well when we get in the final third. We're kind of very much playing within ourselves. So it's a great challenge.
Yeah, there was just one chance there. I mean, it was literally as you were running down the stairs that their keeper was somewhere near the centre circle, right, okay. And the shot was scuffed, I think is the politest way to put it.
Yeah, no, I literally saw the scuffed shot, and I was looking at it because I was coming down the stairs and I couldn't see where the goalkeeper was. So, but no, the shot wasn't the greatest from what I saw. So no, it looked like he scuffed it.
Okay, and so second half. I mean, obviously we hope still to see Shayon and Terrell. That's been made a bit harder because there's only 3 subs in this competition. Is that right?
Yeah, no, it should be okay. We was hoping to get young Archie Stevens on, who I said who's an under-15, who's been doing really, really well for us, and he didn't play against Arsenal the other night when we beat them 2-1 in the under-15 game because we was hoping to get him on tonight. So that probably won't happen for young Archie now, but he'll understand it's important that Terrell and Shayon come on and get their 30 minutes, obviously.
So looking at Shayon, I mean, currently at the moment, no fault of his own. He's had one of the shortest Don's careers on record. He came on, he made one great one, nearly scored, and foot caught in that ploughed field.
Yeah, it was a strange injury. As you know, the pitch wasn't great there at Peterborough, and no, he come on and looked like he was going to get us a goal early on, and his foot just got trapped, and that's been it. And he'd been looking bright in training up until then, hence why I put him on the bench for that game. So I'd be interested. I mean, he hasn't. He only joined in one training session with us now, but the medical team said he's ready to do sort of half an hour. Obviously, he's been doing his own individual training, yeah. So no, I'm looking forward to see what he can do.
But is it unlikely now that you'd risk him in the last couple of league games?
No, we'll see how he comes through this 30 minutes, and obviously, we'll try and build him up and keep working on. But no, I mean, as I said, we'll see how he goes in this 30 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as Terrell's concerned, obviously a very different situation, yeah. Very tough. The interview's well worth a watch if you hadn't had a look yet on the YouTube channel. I mean, he's not alone in this in the year everyone's had, but very difficult to keep your motivation going when you can't do anything.
Yeah, no, it was tough for Terrell, I think, especially in the early stages, and he was absolutely dying to get back to the training ground, and he's been better since he could come back to the training ground. He's been great, and he's so popular amongst all the lads and the staff as well. But I think that the early stages were really, really tough for him. But he's a great personality, so everyone kept in touch with him and had conversations with him. So it's fantastic to have him back in the building.
And wider on injuries, how's Ollie Palmer looking?
Ollie, not as bad as I didn't think it was too bad when I spoke to him, and then the news wasn't quite so good. But today, not quite so bad as we thought. So Tim, our physio, expected him to be in quite a lot of pain, and he's not. So we'll see how he is tomorrow, and so at the moment, we're not too sure, but there is a possibility he'll be okay for Saturday.
It never sounds like what you want to hear is your prognosis from your physio. You're going to be in quite a lot of pain, so might be involved. What's changed in the way we've gone at things up front? I mean, obviously Ollie coming in has been one thing, yeah. Sal's another, but it's really the three of them have rotated round and have given us different threats. Is it the way the three have all played together that's made the difference?
Yeah, I mean, we looked at games. We went right back. We stripped it right back after Easter because the performances weren't bad over Easter, particularly Plymouth away, where we could have easily come away with a 3-1 win. But we looked and said, we were trying to basically where are we going to add that edge, and we haven't had the luxury previously of being able to play Ollie up there because of his fitness, and we had a really long meeting, a good meeting, because I was a little bit concerned that we were playing well and the players thought that it was just going to happen. So we needed to really look and go, well, we're going to start making this happen. And when we look back at the Wigan game, like first 25 minutes, and I said, we need to find an edge. And I think we'd become a little bit safe in thinking, the performances are okay. But, are we finding that edge where we need? And edge isn't just about aggression and getting your bodies in the right place. It's about taking those risks in the final third, believing you can do something a little bit different. We were talking about our lead up to the equaliser against Oxford the other night, and Nesta's picked up the ball on the halfway line and just run, and those kind of things of expressing yourself and taking that extra gamble and getting yourself somewhere where possibly you wouldn't normally be, and that's what happened. You look at our goals against Accrington. I found him at the far post, and Rudy was following in. So I think it's just been that really. We had a couple of sessions where there was a couple of bruised heads and a couple of black eyes. So it's just trying to end product to some of the football. Although I'd also say, Charlie, we're probably playing forward quicker, but not in terms of smashing it forward. In terms of looking to play forward quicker, which has always been our purpose. So I'd like to think it's just been a natural part of progression, really.
It was quite interesting. You and Andy were talking to the 9 Years podcast on Sunday, and a lot of the chat there was obviously about what we do to see what other teams are going to do tactically. It's quite an interesting challenge when you play the same team in such quick succession. That doesn't normally happen outside of the Cup. So by the same token, do you expect Ipswich to have changed what they do based on how they know we're going to play this time?
No, well, we've looked at their last couple of games, and that's the trouble. But that's the exact reason why I think if you look at the opposition too much and you're playing for them, they can quite likely do something different, and then the players, So, one, it's so important that the players can come up with solutions, but two, that's why we just try and keep it to 20% the opposition. Because obviously we beat them here already, and they might do something different. So you've got to be able to adjust to that. So no, we've still looked at their last couple of games since we haven't played them, and we've also looked at when we played them here, and we felt as good as we was, possibly the last 30 minutes we didn't control the game like we should have done. So we just make sure we're fully prepared. But it's always got to be about what we're going to do. You can't worry about the opposition too much.
And you got asked this at the weekend. It's probably the same question again now. Is it partly a case now of just keeping everyone focused on, yes, we've won 4 in a row, but the next win is probably the crucial one in terms of league table. I know you're all about processes, but the next win is the one that probably means that we're back here in League One next year. So
and that's been the great thing about working with a group. Because of the processes, I don't have to worry about focus, because that's all part of it. So, I don't have to think about complacency or worry about that, because they're completely and utterly focused on what they want to achieve. And that is always coming into work and working hard and winning the next game. So, as a coach, you smell if there's a little air of complacency, and then that's my job to bring them back into line, and my other members of staff bring them back into line. But that simply isn't the case, Charlie. Every day they come in and they want to get better, they want to learn, they want to improve, and I don't see any reason why that's going to change right now.
Well, that's good to hear. I mean, they've won 4 in a row. The last time we won 7 in a row, we released a commemorative VHS video. So I don't know if the players are aware of that. It was called 7 Deadly Wins. I think any Wimbledon fan over about 30, 35 probably still got a copy somewhere.
Okay.
So
I'm sure they're not aware what a VHS video is.
Well, there is that, yeah. If they can go home and ask their parents. But that's the... I don't know if we quite get to a commemorative DVD or a commemorative YouTube playlist, but it's fantastic that we've got so close. But you don't have the problem really with keeping the focus and everything on that.
No, honestly, I mean, I don't want to reveal what the players are messaging me, but they're messaging me, asking me a very different question, so I know where their mindset is. They're all asking me the same question after Saturday's game, and on Sunday they were asking me the same question, so I know exactly where their focus is, and and then we got to take it out onto the pitch. That's the key thing.
Fantastic. And looking slightly further ahead, the last tranche of the tickets for the test event went, I say on sale, obviously it's a test event so they were free, but the last of those 2,000 tickets went today, I believe, so it's obviously not going to be a full house. It's going to be the maximum house allowed.
Is it 2,000?
2,000, yeah. That's going to be another exciting milestone, something you're looking forward to, having some fans in here.
Yeah, no, it'd be absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I mean, I'm not, because it's going to be an under-23 game.
I don't think we've announced who we're playing it, Rob. I'm just going to cut you off there just in case.
No.
Don't believe we have. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'll take the game or whatever. It might be quite nice to sit in with the fans on that one and watch it. So, no, it's
at a safe distance, obviously.
Of course,
sit in your own bubble.
At a safe distance. No, we can't wait. And I was just saying to Rob upstairs, you know, it's all you think about is every day you come to the stadium. You absolutely can't wait for it.
Fantastic. Well, we'll certainly be looking forward to that. In the meantime, let's hope Wimbledon can turn this round in the second half. I think they're back out, so Robbo's going to hot foot it upstairs to rejoin Rob. We'll hand back to our commentators. Thanks.
Thanks, Charlie. Cheers, fellas.
We are back. We are home. We are Wimbledon.
Welcome back to a live coverage of this London Senior Cup first round tie between AFC Wimbledon and Balham. Dan Choker's own goal separating the two sides at the break. Back out on the pitch for the start of the second half. And we'll be joined, of course, again shortly by AFC Wimbledon head coach Mark Robinson. Of course, Saturday's game coming up at Portman Road against Ipswich Town, but tonight commentary duties for Robbo here at Plough Lane, where he's keeping an eye on these young dons with it all to do in the second half. Local pride at stake, London Senior Cup, and Balham giving a really good account of themselves, lead going into the second half here, about to get underway as the visitors prepare to take kick-off. Hedges standing over this one, ball forward by Ash Snadden. Now, are we on for a cup shock here this evening between these two sides? At the moment, it's Balham who have the lead, and deservedly so as well, even though it was Dan Choker with the own goal, playing particularly well out there this evening. Wimbledon moving the ball forward through to Aji Hershey. It's just a little bit beyond him there. Goes out of play.
Wow.
Head coach Mark Robinson just looking at the team lineup the last time these two sides met in the Cup.
Yeah.
Some interesting names in there, Robbo.
Yeah.
Just Shazi Origidi in one of them.
Yeah, just shows you how well Balham did that night as well. Will Nightingale was playing. Zazi now at Sheffield Wednesday.
22nd of November 2017.
Yeah, Tan's in goal. So no, it just shows you what an impressive setup they've got in Balham and how well they do.
Absolutely, and it's the visitors who lead here by a 1-0 so far this evening. And Wimbledon need to be better in the second half, Robbo.
Yes.
Much better.
That won't be hard. So yeah, no, they certainly do. But let's hope they are.
Floodlights starting to take effect here now. Dan Choker over to Isaac Agunda. Choker now looking to make amends, plays it forward to Agunda. Just about kept in by Elliot Bolton. Wimbledon battling for it on this near side, but still Balham competing as well here. The previous winners of this competition in 2017-18. Beating Wimbledon en route to the final. Moved forward by Jack Madeline. Over to Dylan Aji Hershey, Wimbledon's best player in the first half. Over to Sarmiento Ramirez, who's on for Jack Curry. Off to Isaac Agunda, back to Sarmiento Ramirez. Wimbledon moving the ball brightly and quickly here in the early stages of the second half, looking to get back on level terms. Madeline over to Aji Hershey. He's got Ben Mason over on the far side, tries to put the cross in. Needs to be better. Dan Choker battling for it. A few challenges going in as well here now. Wimbledon competing too, and here comes Yeboah. Obed Yeboah threads it through to Corey Andrews. Andrews is still in here. He's got the chance. Can he keep it back? Needs to find someone. Oh, and Corey Andrews has put Wimbledon back on level terms here. Kept his composure well there, Robbo.
Yeah, I thought the chance had gone for a minute, but no, he's done well. And I must admit, I missed who thread the ball through for him, but no, he's done well, because he looked like he'd run out of options, and he slotted it in well.
48 minutes gone, and it's taken Wimbledon just 3 minutes then in the second half. Corey Andrews signing in January, of course, one of the striker options that Robbo will have his eye on here tonight, and he's got Wimbledon back on level terms here. And that's just the kind of start they needed to make to the second half, Robbo.
Yeah, it was interesting, I think, throughout the move, apart from Julian when he got it, there was never more than 2 touches. So I think Rob's probably clearly told them they got to move a lot quicker, because you look, and Balham were in 2 banks of 4 there, so they moved the ball a lot quicker, and that's what led to the goal.
Better start to this second half from the young Dons, back on level terms thanks to Corey Andrews. After Dan Choker's own goal in the first half, Wimbledon looking to get further in front here now through Adji Hershey. Corey Andrews just making his way towards the box. There's Bolton again, the captain. Off to Sarmiento Ramirez, leaves it for Isaac Ogunda. Ogunda with the ball to the back of the area there, just beyond Dylan Adji Hershey, but still much better from Wimbledon in the early stages of this second half.
Yeah, much more purpose, Rob, and that's what that is the key. You've got to have a purpose behind your play, and already in those first 2 minutes there's been much more purpose.
We're hoping to see perhaps in the second half Terrell Thomas and Shayon Harrison. You certainly will be, of course, from a first team perspective.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they're due to get half an hour each, so I'm looking forward to that.
And that's a remarkable recovery, it has to be said, from Terrell Thomas compared to how he had been with that lung infection, yeah?
So great to have him back, Robert. I've said it many times, he's a fantastic person. We missed him on the pitch and off the pitch. So, he's been desperate to get back to the training ground, and it's great to have him back.
Wimbledon's reigning player of the year, of course. Terrell Thomas, would be good to see him in this second half. Now, Wimbledon looking to put the noses in front here through Yeboah. All up in the air for Adji Hershey, just trying to make connection there. Balham with one back on the line towards the line there, but still Wimbledon attacking here now. And there's going to need to be some attention there as well for the Balham number 3, Kojo K.
And much better again there, and Dylan, brave as you like, getting in there amongst the keeper. That's what we want to see.
Absolutely.
Willing to take a punch in the head and getting himself in there.
Yeah, improved from Wimbledon in the second half here already. Back on level terms thanks to Corey Andrews. Stoppage in play here for attention to Balham's Kojo K. Second halfer of this live stream here tonight from Plough Lane on AFC Wimbledon TV, our YouTube channel. Wimbledon back on level terms. 1-1 here between the Dons and Balham. And AFC Wimbledon head coach Mark Robinson joining us for this live stream commentary tonight. Just waiting for play to get back underway here again now. Drop ball chance for Wimbledon. Towards the back post. Sarmiento Ramirez trying to win the ball for Wimbledon. Ball breaks loose. Balham in possession but being closed down here, forced to play it back to their keeper Reid. This is good from Wimbledon, much better in the second half, an improvement. Now back with Sutcliffe. Back to Cox. Just more composure and better play, but more about us now, Robbo.
Yeah, a little bit. We've still got to make sure that we keep looking forward. As I said, you can see their structure now behind the ball. There we go, much better run off the ball. He's offside, but that's better.
Yeah, the offside for Corey Andrews, but an improvement from Wimbledon. Free kick over on the far side to Balham. 1-1 here between these two sides in this London Senior Cup first round tie. Dan Choker up for that one. Flicked on by Madeline.
And Corey Andrews, the goal scorer for the Dons, over to Sarmiento Ramirez, leaves it for Isaac Agunde. Threads it through to Oba Jaboa. He's got support. Trying to move the ball again quickly here now. Wimbledon playing much better. Elliot Bolton, the captain, tried to find Adji Hershey on the far side, but cut out by Balham. Here comes Andrews again now. This is Wimbledon really trying to get the second goal here. But here come Balham as well. Just coming back at them again here. Challenges going in here, but Sarmiento Ramirez up for that one. Lays it off to Yaboa. Turns his man. Much more about us here now, Robbo.
Yeah, definitely, and we've just got to tidy up. You know, we had a really good regain there. Elliot won the ball well, and Corey, and you know, that's a simple ball. That's a little slide in. You know, we've got to be doing things like that better. Those brilliant basics have got to be better. But no, there's certainly more energy, more tempo. When a team's, you've got good structure like this, you've got to be able to stretch them, so you've got to have good movement, and you know, there's a lot more of that going on at the moment.
Brilliant basics. I remember that phrase from you out on the training ground when we come down and film the training sessions. The lads.
Best players do the simple things very, very well, Rob.
Now Wimbledon pushing again here now, over on the far side. Ball from Sutcliffe towards the back post, but nobody there. Goes out of play. And they've got themselves a corner here though. Really good early pressure from the Dons early on here. Now back on level terms through Corey Andrews, looking for the second goal.
I think you might see a little short corner routine here. I might be wrong, but if I know Rob, possibly. Wouldn't be surprised if the ball ends up with Julian.
Signal goes up. It is indeed a short corner. Back to Adji Hershey. Chipped into the box. Didn't quite come off. Back to Sarmiento Ramirez. Might get a second chance, but no. Cut out by Balham, and they try to break themselves on the counter-attack now. Ball knocked forward. Left for Ben Mason to shield it back to Matt Cox, who makes the clearance forward. This tie really beginning to step up a level in this second half here now. Wimbledon starting to play more of a part in this tie as they need to if they want to make progress.
So frustrating for Balham there, because our two centre forwards are miles offside, and that's the offside rule. It's worse now, the new offside rule. Our lads are offside, then they've chased it down, forced them into clearing it. It's ridiculous.
Mark Robinson here with us tonight on commentary at Plough Lane. Referee just having a few words with the Balham players there as well now. 10 minutes played in the second half, but Wimbledon back on level terms now, and in search of a second goal here. Throw in with Isaac Agunde into Bolton, over to Jack Madlin. Madlin being closed down, but gets the ball away to Dan Choker. Choker tried to play it forward, but well, maybe a chance for Corey Andrews to get in there as well, but forced out of play. But good pressure still here from Wimbledon, going in search of this second goal, moving the ball quickly. Bolton now into the feet of Madlin. A chance for Andrews again here, edge of the box, perhaps looks up, needs a bit of support, finds it over on the far side through Adji Hershey. Just get the ball away from him there, but Wimbledon still getting back in numbers and doing well here to push on here and try and find a second goal. All into the box, tried to find Yaboa. Left for Agunde. Over to Jack Madlin. This is more accurate from Wimbledon as well now. Another chance for Mason to flick this one in. And keeping up the good early pressure here, Robbo.
Yeah, I mean, that's much better. There's been 3 or 4 one-touch passes, Meds earlier and then again. But the key is there, we've got players hanging around, not willing to go in the areas. It's a fantastic cross from Ben. And we've got players hanging around on the edge of the box and not getting in those killer areas where you might get hurt and getting on the end of things. But the rest of it was good. The rest of it much better.
Much improved from Wimbledon here now. Much more of a test for visitors Balham, who took the first half lead. Flicked in by Adji Hershey. Claimed by the keeper Reid. Reid releases it, but Ben Mason is there again. Do like the look of this young player. Really committed. Working hard over on the far side. Looks a Wimbledon player, Ben Mason. Robbo.
Head to toe. His attitude is absolutely outstanding. So he's only 16. He's a young lad, but no, he's, in terms of his mentality, he's absolutely everything you want.
Here come Wimbledon again. Corey Andrews, the goal scorer, got Wimbledon back on level terms, tries to find Yeboah inside the box. Wimbledon pressing here for a second. So the test now for Balham. Now with Jack Madlin. Ball loose in midfield though. Balham still posing a bit of a threat perhaps on the counter-attack, but Matthew Cox calmly makes that one a clearance. Flicked on by Bolton, and that's straight through to Reed. The Balham goal. And all of the Balham coaching staff now out in the technical area, urging their troops on, encouraging them, just to the lone figure of Rob Tuvey in the Wimbledon technical area at the moment. He's got Ashley Bays down there as well with him tonight. Bazo keeping an eye as well down there, Robbo.
Yeah, Bazo, fantastic. Usual full of enthusiasm. No, Bazo's been absolutely brilliant. I've got to say, since I was offered the job, he's been on a different dimension in terms of his amount of work he's done and the support he's given me. He's been absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely, larger than life character Ashley Bays. Now we're probably going to see some activity in terms of Wimbledon substitutes. And it's perhaps the moment we've been waiting for, to see a little glimpse of Shayon Harrison coming up. Meantime, play continues here. 1-1 between Balham and Wimbledon. Terrell Thomas as well is on his way. That's what we thought was going to be happening. We're going to be getting the last half hour of this game at 1-1, as it is at the moment. Shayon Harrison and Terrell Thomas. Big moment for Terrell Thomas, of course, as well. But good to see Shayon Harrison back as well, because he's had a brief Wimbledon career that we've only seen of him at Peterborough so far, Robbo.
Yeah. Interested in the changes there. Just checking what the...
Yeah, it's Corey Andrews and Elliot Bolton who've come off.
Yeah.
Captain's armband being passed over to Terrell Thomas.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Absolutely. So TT back with the captain's armband for the last half hour as it stands at the moment, but as it is at 1-1. Headed on by Sutcliffe. Really interesting to see how Shayon Harrison goes here now as well. Some really good clips of him before he signed for Wimbledon. Let's see what he's like in full flow on this surface. Didn't imagine Hershey tried to get to that one, but tell us a little bit about Shayon Harrison, Robbo. How's he looking?
Yeah, well, obviously, before I put him on the bench against Peterborough, I'd only seen him in training, but he was getting sharper every single session. He was a player, obviously, that Glyn had signed. And he looked bright in training, and we give him the opportunity against Peterborough, and as you well know, he come on and looked bright for a minute, and then unfortunately he got the injury. But so I don't see a lot of them when they're doing their rehab, Rob, because obviously they're getting individual attention and they're working with Chris and Tim. But he joined in his first session last week, and he looked a little bit rusty. He's bound to, because it's been a long time. But he's worked really hard, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in this half an hour.
Absolutely. That's the voice of Mark Robinson, interested spectator and commentator here tonight for this London Senior Cup tie. Ipswich, of course, coming on Saturday for the Dons. Currently on an excellent run, of course, of 4 successive wins, as we look to secure another season of League One football here. But at the moment, focus on London Senior Cup football and Julian Sarmiento Ramiro's. A bit of frustration there as it just goes out of play. How are things looking for Saturday, Robbo? Ipswich Town, of course, coming up.
Yeah, all good. Waiting to hear on Ollie Palmer, obviously. But now everyone else is fit and raring to go. So we'll have an analysis meeting in the morning, take it onto the training pitch, and look forward to going up there.
One thing you do notice about being up on this gantry, it gets pretty cold, doesn't it, Robbo?
you took the words right out of my mouth. But yeah.
Do need your extra layers, your skins, for being up here for commentary. Great view, but bring your extra layers.
I'm going to have to change hands in a minute, Rob, and put the other hand in.
Bring the gloves. That's 1-1 here between Wimbledon and Balham in this London Senior Cup first round tie. Ball going forward there, but there's going to be a yellow card coming out here. What did you make of that one, Robbo?
yeah, he was just a little bit late. I don't think it was anything. He didn't, nothing really intentional. Just a little bit late. One of those that happens. You arrive a little bit later, and then it ends up looking probably worse than it is.
So there's a yellow card shown to James Murphy. Free kick to Wimbledon. Crossfield to Terrell Thomas. Great to be saying that in terms of Terrell being back out there on the pitch. He plays the ball over to Isaac Agunda. Can't quite keep that one in, but really good to see Terrell Thomas back out there. As I said, there's an in-depth interview with him up on the club YouTube channel. I spoke to him after his first training session back with the Dons this week after that very serious lung infection. But what an addition to have back here. Of course, Wimbledon Player of the Year last season. Wearing the captain's armband now, with Elliot Bolton having gone off. Here come Balham now over on the far side. Still playing their part in this cup tie, very much so. For a side, as I said, if you just tuned in, of course, Balham haven't played for 4 months when the season was suspended in December.
It's great play by Balham. Unlucky.
Flag up here as well now. Slight stoppage in play. Referee just going over to have a word with Oba Jaboa. Matthew Cox just retrieves the ball here. Play back underway with Dan Choker. Referee just pulls it back. Something else we've got to talk to you about as well, Robbo, yes. In terms of the presentation of the shirt to you by some of your former players in the FA Youth Cup run. Fantastic video to see up on social media.
Yeah, it's quite emotional, Rob, to be honest. Quite tough to talk about it without getting emotional, but no, just incredible bunch of lads. It's tough to talk about, to be honest. It took me completely by surprise. I was actually due to go out to dinner with Claire, and she was rushing me saying, "Come on, we're late," which is quite ironic because in the 20 odd years I've known her, she's always late. So I should have known something was going on. And I come out the front door and I could hear a noise. I thought people were going to a party, and I actually said to Claire, "Oh, it's nice to hear some people out and about." And then I looked down the road and I saw Paul Callan-By. And I thought, what's he doing there? And I was about to have a go at him because he was in the squad on Saturday. And then they started walking towards me, and then I kind of started to suss that something was up. And it was wonderful. And I keep in touch with them all regularly, and they're just as you know, some of them are playing at a good level. It's all a good level, but some are playing professionally, some not, and some are just doing great in life. And that's the most important thing. They're all doing really well in life.
Fantastic story, and up on the AFC Wimbledon socials, and you can see it on the website as well. It's the FA Youth Cup side of a few years ago of that tremendous run, getting back together to pay tribute to Robbo. Special presentation, but this young Wimbledon side here tonight at the moment, now under the floodlights of Plough Lane, looking to make progress in the London Senior Cup and being given still a bit of a stern test by this Balham side, who are certainly playing their part in this cup tie, Robbo.
Yeah, no, it looked, like we were going to start getting really on top, but they've come back into it again. So, full credit to them. They're doing absolutely brilliant.
Last quarter of this game coming up at the moment, but I suppose we might be heading for extra time or penalties at this stage because it's 1-1 between these two teams. Wimbledon can go in search of the second goal here. Ben Mason competing for it over on the far side.
Does it go extra time, Rob, or is it straight to penalties? Do you know? Okay. We'll work that one out. No, they always seem to change the rules. I remember they always change it.
Dan Choker over to Terrell Thomas. Thomas over, stoppage in play here. One of the Balham players over on the far side is down. Referee just goes over to check things are okay. Dialogue between Rob Tuvey and the Balham manager. back underway again now. Back with Matthew Cox to Dan Choker. Choker to Isaac Agunda. Back to Choker again. Because you could have an abundance of centre-backs back with you now, of course, as well, now, which is nice to see compared to what you had a few weeks ago.
Yeah, no, exactly. We were worried a few weeks ago. We were literally down at the bare bones, but now they're all coming back.
How's Darnell doing? Darnell coming along as well?
Yeah, he was out running today. Yeah, so it's still a little way to go, but no, he was out running with Chris again today as well.
That's good to hear. Ben Mason now. Ball into the box again. Drop down to Isaac Agunda. Wimbledon still pressing, trying to find it. Another goes out to Balham again, though. Trying to break on the counter-attack. Back with Sarmiento Ramirez. Tries to fit it through to Corey Andrews. Chance for Wimbledon. Just taken off him there. Corey Andrews going in search of a second goal. Still Wimbledon having had the better of this second half now into the last quarter. Terrell Thomas on the ball. Crossfield to Choker. Over to Isaac Agunda. And they're just trying to get things going again now after a few stoppages and play broken up a little bit. Just patiently playing from Choker to Agunda. Into Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe over to Jack Madeline. Will he have a chance from distance here? Madeline with a shot. Well, he's got that about him though, Jack Madeline, though.
No, he's looked much better this half. I think you could see he was a little bit rusty first half, but this half he's looked much better in his stride and looks sharper.
Substitution for Balham. Tomasz Woschel coming on. Yes, indeed. Of course, one of the players who played in this tie 3.5 years ago between Balham and Wimbledon. Balham the winners on that occasion. On level terms here tonight. Just taking a time on this substitution a little bit, but Woschel making his way on now.
Yeah, I might be wrong, Rob, but I think they got five in the squad, I think, that played 3.5 years ago.
Yes, indeed, yeah. Reid prepares to take this goal kick for Balham. It's out of play. Quickly retrieved by Isaac Agunda from the Balham dugout. Looks up. Tries to get things moving again for Wimbledon here now. I'm going to try and start getting a few moves together here now. Sarmiento Ramirez battling for it with Agunda down here in the near side in front of the main stand here at Plough Lane. Throw into Balham. Just got a little bit sort of disjointed in the last few minutes, few stoppages in play. Need to get things going again, don't we?
Yeah, no, I mean, they weathered that little early storm and they're coming back into it again. So, you know, it's certainly not one-way traffic now. They look more than capable of breaking forward, so we've got to go again.
That's a chance for Balham here now. Throwing into the box. Choker's back there. Headed on by Sarmiento Ramirez, now flicked on by Yeboah. Tried to find Andrews, but Balham getting a bit more braver again here now and pushing back over the halfway line. Trying to create opportunities themselves and flag up though against them. (1-1) between these two sides here in this London Senior Cup first round tie here at Plough Lane this Thursday evening. Opportunity for many young Dons players, but in particular now in this second half, great to see both Terrell Thomas and Shayon Harrison from a first team perspective back out there, recovering from injury, getting their first bit of game time since. An interested spectator up here tonight with us in the gantry is the AFC Wimbledon head coach Mark Robinson, keeping an eye on all level of players you've got out there, all sorts of players in terms of young players trying to make the breakthrough and 23s and first team players, a real mixture out there tonight.
Yeah, as you said, we got young scholars in there, first year scholars, second year scholars, and obviously some first year pros, and now a couple of more senior heads out there.
It's back with Ben Mason, one of the youngest players out there who's made a good impression again here tonight. Caught the eye in the FA Youth Cup run, particularly against Burnley. Now through to Adji Hershey on the far side. Wimbledon trying to get things going again here now, going in search of the second goal in regulation time here. Agunda battling for it. But certainly Balham playing their part here still, really scrapping for the ball, and Sarmiento Ramirez tries to come in and help out there, working away hard as well. He's a tricky little character, a gutsy little character as well, Sarmiento Ramirez.
Great little, I know people won't always say a great passage of play, but some fantastic desire going out there. Balham lads throwing themselves into it, and then our boys getting involved. It's good.
Absolutely, they're still very much in this tie. There's a chance now for Adji Hershey. Shoots just wide though. I suppose we've just got to keep our composure here because Balham are really proving to be resilient and working hard as well, aren't they? We've got to wait for the opportunity to come or make that opportunity, haven't we?
Definitely, as I said, it's they're showing absolutely no signs of relenting or gaps appearing. Doing great. It's fantastic though, Rob, isn't it? This is football. This is what football's about. I think that the stat is 95% of football is non-professional. So it's and this is the lifeblood of football and games like this, and it's absolutely brilliant to watch.
Yes, indeed. Particularly after events elsewhere around the world this week, it's good to be getting back to occasions like this, and particularly for in this area as well, a real derby match, if you like, in the cup tie here between these two sides. Young Wimbledon side looking to make progress, and a Balham side certainly playing their part in this tie as well. Poised at 1-1 here. Wimbledon moving again here now in the second half through Terrell Thomas. Wearing the captain's armband, threads it through to Mason. Gets away from him, no, but still chance for him to win it back over on the far side. Sean Harrison tried to come and help him out. Onto the head of Choker. Balham still very much involved in this tie, and playing it forward again here now. It's James Murphy battling away with Agunda. Still very much in this tie.
Game, Rob. Another one who's had a good game. So many of their players had really, really good games.
Yes, it has to be said, they really are playing their part in this tie here tonight. From the, of course, Southern Counties Premier Division, formerly the Combined Counties League as well. And real progress this side has made, of course, playing their home games as they
well
do.
Played.
Here come Balham again, as I was saying, playing their home games over at Croydon Athletic. They've had to move around themselves as well in recent years in terms of how they've tried to move up the pyramid themselves. But they're making a really good account of themselves here again here tonight. Ball into the box and trying to find Murphy, put behind by Agunda, but they're getting back into this tie here now, causing us problems again.
Fantastic bit of play by the centre-back there, love that.
I think that's Oba Jaboa down at the moment, needs a bit of treatment. Back up on his feet. Another stoppage in play here. Be a corner to Balham. Play restarts. Ash Snedden preparing to take it. Matthew Cox towards his back post there. Ball into the box. Hooked clear by Sarmiento Ramirez. Tried to find the head of Adji Hershey. Yeboah back up on his feet as well now. Back with Terrell Thomas. So it's just about building the fitness up of Shayon and Terrell here tonight. Yeah, you don't want too much from them in terms of this. You just want to see them get through this half hour.
Well, no, I do, but also, they've got to put themselves through their paces. There's no point. There's no point going out there unless they're going to, put the energy levels that you want from them. So obviously you want them to come through unscathed, but I also expect them to go out there and affect the game.
Throwing to Wimbledon. Sarmiento Ramirez battling for it again here in these windy conditions up here on the gantry at Plough Lane. But here come Balham again, starting to come back into it much more now in this second half. This Senior Cup first round tie poised at 1-1. Back forward onto the head of Choker, but now back with Sutcliffe. Certainly Wimbledon had the better of the third quarter of this game. Get back in level terms, of course, at 1-1, but Balham coming back into it in the last quarter. Now with Terrell Thomas. Thomas to Sutcliffe. Over the halfway line. Into Sarmiento Ramirez. Now with Yeboah. Over to Mason on the far side. He's got Adji Hershey for support. Back to Mason. Can he get the cross in here? Over to Madeline. Madeline does deliver the cross, but that's too easy for Reed. Well, 12 minutes of regulation time left in this second half here. And at the moment, Wimbledon have had the better of the second half, Robbo, but Balham's still very much in this tie. Yeah,
we haven't. We started really bright, but you've got to say we haven't really created a lot. We haven't worked the goalkeeper, enough. So, they'd be very pleased, I'd say, because, although we've probably had, a lion's share of the possession, they've come back into it, and we haven't threatened enough.
Here comes Sutcliffe now, trying to make inroads into the Balham half, but now Obed Yeboah. It's caught him rather late. It's going to be a yellow card for Yeboah, I think, Robbo.
No, 100% yellow card.
So Obed Yeboah going into the referee's notebook, yellow card for him. To approach the
challenges like that, Rob, always a sign getting a little bit frustrated, I think,
Yes, which I suppose will give Balham confidence as well inside the last 10 minutes here that they've done extremely well here tonight.
Yeah, I said that with the sending offs, the Ipswich sending off, everyone goes, did it change the game? But you get sending offs like that for a reason, because the opposition get frustrated, and that's what that is, a little bit of frustration from us.
Well, can Wimbledon gather themselves up here in the last 10 minutes or so and come up with a winner here in regulation time? It's Balham, though, at the moment, who are trying to get a few moves together outside of their own half here. Into Jack Madeline. Over to Adji Hershey. Tried to find Corey Andrews, but as you say, just signs of frustration from Wimbledon here. Back to Sarmiento Ramirez. Over to Yeboah. And that yellow card, of course. Just tries to take it away from Balham into Madeline again. Might break for Adji Hershey, but not quite. What have we got to do here in these last few minutes or so, Robbo? It's got to be if we want to get through here.
Back to bases again. If players are starting having a few too many touches again. As I said, Balham haven't broken out of their shape. Their shape's still good. So when teams' shape are good, you've got to move the ball really quickly, and you've got to have willing runners. It looks like our best opportunity at the moment is situations like this where they give the ball away and they're actually out of shape. But at the moment, when we do win it back, then our quality is not enough, so we end up giving it straight back to them.
Yeah, it's about problem solving again here for Wimbledon, even though they're back on level terms. How can they find a winner here against this resilient and hard-working Balham side? Over on the far side again here now. Into Shayon Harrison. Can Harrison come up with? Lays it off to Madeline. Good ball over on the far side to Ben Mason. Now can Ben Mason get the cross in? He does. Tried to find Yeboah. Wimbledon's still working for it though. But now Balham trying to go on the counter-attack. Challenge goes in from Sutcliffe, but still Balham push it forward. It's going to be asking a little bit too much over there. Terrell Thomas trying to close this one down back to Matthew Cox, and he does. Ashley Bayes now joining Rob Tuvey out in the technical area, barking out a few orders as well. Another stoppage in play for Balham to get a bit of treatment. James Murphy.
Yeah. No, he's putting a real shift, James, so I think he might be cramping up a little bit there, and the challenge didn't help because he's putting a real shift for him tonight.
Yeah, as we said, because we've got to remember, of course, that was he saying that they've not played for 4 months, and particularly being out here on this surface and so on. I mean, they've been training, as you say, obviously, but it will get to them, of course, and the fitness, I suppose, that's another aspect that could tell in this tie.
No, definitely. I mean, it's not easy to replicate match fitness in training, but they've obviously been doing a lot of good stuff.
Shayon Harrison trying to close down Reed, the keeper there, but manages to get the ball away, only into the feet of Mason. Now back with Madlin. Those two have been seeing a little bit more of the ball in the second half, Jack Madlin and Ben Mason.
Yep.
And ball knocked forward again out of play, but particularly for Jack Madlin as well, as you say, because he's been out for such a long time, it's good to him get a full 90 minutes under his belt.
Yeah, definitely. He's needed exactly that, and as I said, he's been better this half than he was in the first half. So
that's the young Welsh prospect Jack Madlin, of course, who's played at first team level, as we were saying earlier on in this commentary. A year and a half ago since his full debut at Burton Albion. His debut coming on as a substitute, rather. And Balham knocked the ball forward. Onto the feet of Terrell Thomas. Thomas plays it back to Matthew Cox to make the clearance into the Balham half. Can Wimbledon come up with a second goal here with just under 7 minutes of regulation time here now? Adji Hershey knocks the ball forward, one for Ben Mason to chase down, ball out of play again. Corner over on the far side, Sarmiento Ramirez trotting over there to take this one. Set piece opportunity for Wimbledon as we close in on full time here in this London Senior Cup tie. Sarmiento Ramirez prepares to take this corner. A few sizable figures in the box there, the likes of Thomas and Sutcliffe. Choker as well, ball in now. The keeper missed it. It's loose inside the penalty area. They're trying to get it clear, but Adji Hershey, good evening he's had. He's quick to the ball again here now, tries to thread it through. Ball goes out of play though. There's an opportunity there for Wimbledon, Robbo.
Yeah, it looked like he was going straight in for a minute, but the keeper ended up doing well. But they got another opportunity now. Dylan winning another corner.
Dylan Adji Hershey preparing to take the corner for the Dons. Can they come up with this second goal now towards the back post? There's a chance, and it's in. And it's Corey Andrews, I think, with the second. No, Shayon Harrison with the second goal for the Dons. That's good for Shayon Harrison.
Yeah, not sure you knew a lot about it, Rob. He'll take it. I think it's coming off his chin or his chest. But again, another great corner by Dylan. Picked out. I'm not sure he picked out at the far post, to be honest, to arrive. But great delivery by Dylan.
Well, he didn't know too much about it, as Robbo said, but Shayon Harrison has got on the score sheet here tonight in terms of his return as well, and maybe that'll be the goal that separates these two sides, still with 5 minutes to go. But goals from Corey Andrews and Shayon Harrison, your two strikers you'll be keeping an eye on here tonight. They've, as you say, perhaps you didn't know too much about it, Shayon, but you'll certainly be claiming it.
No, they all count. I'll take another 10 of them till the end of the season.
Absolutely. We may see some Wimbledon progress here in this Senior Cup tie here tonight now. And they're pressing again here now. Here's Shayon Harrison, scorer of Wimbledon's second goal here in this tie. Back with Reed.
Shame for Balham though, Rob, because you know if they do end up going out, you can't. If it's a great goal, then sometimes you can hold your hands up. But if it ends up going out to a goal like that, it's always disappointing. I think everyone's been on the end of that, a goal like that.
Absolutely, yeah, they've really played their part here tonight, but might not be over
again.
just yet.
No, definitely.
Now back with Wimbledon again to build here. Of course, it was Balham who took the lead in this tie early on through Dan Choker's own goal, but they really have played their part in this evening's proceedings. Corey Andrews getting Wimbledon back on level terms, and now Shayon Harrison getting in on the act as well on his return to action, and his goal with as we approach towards full time here in this tie, making it AFC Wimbledon 2, Balham 1 under the lights here at Plough Lane on a night that Balham have given a really good account of themselves.
What I've loved about them, Rob, is they play with absolutely no fear at all. You know, they haven't come here and just been direct and tried to pick up second balls. They've done that well when they've had to pick up second, done it really well. But some of their football's been excellent. 1 touch, 2 touch. They've been excellent to watch.
So Mike T with you then on Radio WDN. Last 3 minutes or so of the Dons against Balham. The Dons all set to progress with this 2-1 lead, but still it's been widely remarked upon what a dogged and resilient Balham side have turned up at Plough Lane here this evening. Of course, led for long periods through that Daniel Chocker own goal. And asking further questions now is Dan David, the Balham captain, threads it over towards the far side, inside the penalty area now. Attempted cross comes in, well deflected away by the Dons, but immediately giving possession back to Balham. Still maybe a late opportunity for them. It's David once again leading the charge, leading the example as captain, and it comes once again into the 6-yard box, but very well watched and gathered there by Matt Cox, just to take the little bit of the sting out of proceedings and again earn the Dons a little bit of respite against a Balham side who, despite being 2-1 down, Rob, just will not go away in these closing 90 seconds or so. No, they've been brilliant, Mikey, and very nice to be on here with you now, Mike. Oh, very, very much. It's like being on Parkinson. Waiting for this moment. I won't do the accent. No, as I said, they've been excellent, really excellent. So they're an excellent club who do loads of great things, and they're going to be very proud of themselves. Indeed, and very complimentary about ourselves, of course, in recent days. But of course, in the heat of battle, of course, it can all go out of the window to a certain extent. And here comes Jack Hare moving forward for Balham into Cameron Gordon, who's one of the substitutes now. Anthony Thompson. Hare once again in an advanced position, but he's given the ball away to Sarmiento Ramirez, who tried to play it down the line, but Balham hold firm, deflected out of play. But with around 40 seconds of the regulation time remaining, not sure how much more of a chance Balham are going to get to maybe get back on level terms. And for the third time this evening, they're going to shuffle the pack. It's Andre Cruz Rosa who's going to take to the field. Late bid to try and get Balham back on level terms. But as things stand, the Dons are all set to avenge the 1-0 defeat they suffered at the Wimbledon Sports Ground just off the A3 3.5 years ago. It's Ash Snadden who's going to be withdrawn by Balham. As I've said, Andre Cruz Rosa making his way forward, but we are pretty much now at the end of the 90 minutes, and now we're at the mercy of the referee. Of course, no overtime verdict tablet hoisted aloft in these London Senior Cup games. And here's David once again, still battling away the Balham captain, but now here goes Ethan Sutcliffe charging forward inside the centre circle. Brings Mason into the equation now over on that right hand side, charging forward, looking to hopefully use up these last few seconds for the Dons just to get this one over the line, because as we said, Balham led for long periods of the game. So that's a Dan Chocker own goal in the first half, but certainly turning things around in this second half. And as things stand, it will be they who take their place in the second round of this season's London Senior Cup. But certainly accolades are plenty for the Balham side who've turned up here this evening. And as you rightly say, Robbo can be rightly proud of themselves. But it's all about the Dons just trying to sneak this one over the line in the very closing stages with a minute of additional time already played. Yeah, no, see what happens here. Chance now for Yeboah, shot from the edge of the penalty area. Again, it's Balham holding firm from a defensive perspective, deflecting it behind. Another corner now for the Dons. No, you're spot on, Mike. It's been far from a back to the wall display. They've played excellent football. They've kept doing the right things right to the end, and it's been excellent. And again, corner then to the Dons, late on from over on that right hand side. Dons have only got 3 players inside the penalty area, as you'd expect, not taking too many chances and looking to try and alleviate the risk maybe of a late Balham counter-attack, but the Dons still have it over on that far side. But in the end, the cross comes in and it's going to trickle behind for a late goal kick then to Balham, to be taken by another survivor from that previous London Cup game back in November of 2017, Hayden Reid. The irony of a man named Hayden taking to the field here at Plough Lane. Launches the ball high and forward. Terrell Thomas forward now for Harrison. Here's Yeboah battling away for the ball with a couple of Balham players. In the end, they get it clear up towards halfway. Well, one in the air by Ogundear above Hare. And now Sutcliffe turns it all the way back to Matt Cox. Just needs to get good distance on this clearance. Back up towards halfway. Is Ajay Hersey now down the left-hand side, but well seen off there by David once more. Now his hair is Thompson. Ajay Hersey down in a heap just on the halfway line on this near side, and well, we've had almost 3 minutes of the additional time. Again, no indication as to what the minimum additional time was going to be there, Robbo, but the referee happy to allow things to continue just for now.
Yeah. Just think Dylan just took a little knock to the face, but again you see Balham there pressing, three of them, three-man press on Matthew Cox there, trying to get this equaliser.
Well, indeed. I mean, just looking at the kind of the dynamic of the game this evening, obviously Balham coming here as in a league, I think more or less equivalent to the combined counties Premier, I suppose, that we were used to back in the day. So I wouldn't say necessarily men against boys as such. I think just men against younger men. Obviously there will be that kind of physical edge that some of the Balham players have over some of the younger Dons players, but certainly the Dons have not approached this with any fear whatsoever, and fair play to them for turning this around here at this evening. And it's two of the Dons forward men maybe staking a claim for maybe first team involvement. Corey Andrews and Sharon Harrison have turned it around this evening for the Dons. Still we continue. We've played 4 additional minutes now. Still the Dons leading by 2-1. Sutcliffe nodding the ball forward well. Flicked on then by Yeboah, but intercepted by Thompson. It goes all the way back to Hayden Reed. Hoisted high and forward back up towards halfway. Well won in the air by Ogundeer. Now David will play it forward. Ogundeer once again just happy to stick out a boot and divert it out of play. Referee checks the watch once again. We've had 4.5 minutes of additional time at the end of the game here at Plough Lane. Here's Thompson now, the Balham substitute. Here's the goalkeeper, Hayden Reed, midway inside his own half. Back to Thompson again, well chased down by Ajay Hersey. Back it goes to Hayden Reed once more. Hoists it high and forward into the centre circle. Terrell Thomas with an unchallenged header back into Balham territory. Forward it goes once again though for Balham. One last throw of the dice with the ball deep into Dons territory, but they've deflected it out of play on the near side. It's going to be a throw into the Dons. We're into the 6th minute of additional time now, as Ogundeer will prepare now to take the throw for the Dons. Again, the referee checks his watch. Thrown down the line. Ajay Hersey battling away for the ball, and it's well indeed thought there might be a free kick there to Balham. Rob, it's the final action of the evening. Dons make it through to the next round then of the London Senior Cup, 2-1, but they've certainly been put through their paces here this evening by a very dogged and determined Balham side.
100%, Mikey, and you know, loads of credit must go to Balham. You know, lots of improvement needed to come from us, but it does give us another game. That's the positive. It gives another game so players who aren't playing as much football get the opportunity to have another game. But no, full credit to Balham. They were absolutely brilliant from start to finish, and yeah, I bet they can't wait to get back to playing their football next season.
Absolutely. And you look at some of the Dons players on display this evening. We've seen the likes, obviously, of Ayub Assal come through this season. Archie Proctor's played, Hussein Bilair, of course, Jack Curry, of course, who had to depart the premises earlier this evening. But again, so many displays from younger players who you wouldn't really dismiss their prospects maybe in the very near future, maybe to follow in those footsteps.
No, they you know, I don't